Hello everyone and welcome to another video for the Nature Lapbook series. I'm going to start to decorate the rest of this part of the folio. I'm using this, it's white cardstock. I'm using this embossed and, how would you call it, mixed media card I made. And I actually wanted to try the mica powders that I got in my recent haul from Temu. So I practiced this. I tried it off camera, but not to worry. I will probably do it again sometime in the future because I liked how it turned out. I've used several distress inks and I've watered them down and then just placed the paper on it and then dried it with my heat gun. And I embossed it also with an embossing folder that I've got of Temu, and then I went over it with some ground espresso and some extra inking. I did some extra inking and then also the mica powders, obviously. So that's what I did, but I will probably do it again. But I want to turn it into a pocket, and I've taken some regular craft cardstock and I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch and make a gusset. I'm only gonna do it at the side, not at the bottom, because I don't need that much space, but a little more wiggle room because I want to put in some botanical book pages in there. So yeah, I'm just gonna make the gusset. Also, I announced that I was going to do a mess make March, but I have so many projects in mind. I have a collab coming up, I have my Lapbook to still finish, and there's also a challenge coming soon, which I want to participate in. So a mess make March doesn't make any sense then, because I guess if you're gonna do an entire month, all the videos should be about that. So let's not call it Mess Make March, but let's just make a Mess Make series. I thought that would be better. So I will do mess making, but not for an entire month because I have so many things that I want to do. So I thought, yeah, maybe that's not a good idea after all. I will do mess making. I'll make a playlist for that. So then you guys know that. I've sewn around the card with some white thread all the way around. And now I'm going to glue down the gussets with art glitter glue. And I like how it fits perfectly because the papers are almost the exact same size. So that's also why I needed the gussets, because otherwise the papers wouldn't fit. I'm going to put some transparent tape on the inside to make sure that nothing gets stuck when you slide it in. And I'm also going to do that for the bottom. Or for the top, I mean. And then I'm going to glue it down with art glitter glue. But then I was a bit stupid and I forgot to put glue on the bottom side. So yeah, I'm going to do that now. And then for some reason I couldn't get it to stick very well, so I decided to add some double-sided tape. And here are the book pages that I want to use. They are all in a botanical theme. And as you see, they slide in perfectly. So I was very happy with that. And now I'm going to grunge them all up, because I want them to look a bit older. So I'm going to roughen up the edges with my scissors. I'm going to tear pieces off so that they look like they have been ripped out of a book. These are ripped out of a book as well, but a bit too neat. So yeah, I'm just gonna roughen them up quite a bit. And I'm going to use some stencils to make them a bit more grungy as well. I got this stamp of Chimu, the splatter stamp, and this stencil as well. And it's supposed to represent the night sky, I think, with these solar, or what is it again? Oh, how do you call it? Compasses as well. But I thought they looked a bit like splatters as well. So that's why I tried, why I want to try this one. And I'm using walnut stain. What is the other one? Walnut stain, vintage photo, and frayed burlap. Because I didn't want everyone to be the exact same. So that's why I alternate in colors. And I'm trying to make each thing that I stencil, some will be darker, others will be lighter, because that gives it more dimension. It's basically the same as off stamping. And I'm going to do this for every page, and I'm also going to distress everyone, all of them, with the scorched timber, or yeah, scorched timber. And now they're all grunged up, and I'm going to put them in the pocket. But then I decided that I wanted something on the background, because if you take the papers out, I also like to see something nice there. So I'm going to look through my Tim Holtz ephemera, because I've gotten the field notes pack, and I remembered that there were like these mini posters, and there's also a botanical one, so I wanted to use that. And I'm also going to see if there's something that I can use on the pocket. And as the title suggests, I'm going to play a bit with more textures, because I really want to expand the way that I craft. As you have seen in previous video, you already noticed maybe that I like to add fabric and thread and all sorts of papers, and yeah, I like to layer. But yeah, I want to try to see if I can use a bit more mixed media with wet medias and mediums as well, which is on this pocket. But I'm also going to make another pocket in this video, which will also be with the wet medium, and it's basically the same way that I created the other pocket. Now that I think about it, at least adding the distress inks is the same process that I had. But yeah, so you will see that, and I quite like the mixing of different techniques and different materials. Yeah, I really enjoy that. So I'm going to roughen up all the ephemera pieces. I like to do that. I pretty much always do that. I just do it with my nails. Sometimes I do it with scissors, but with the nails it's just as simple. It's very quick. And this little note, I decided to fold this as if it was a mini letter. I thought that was cute. So yeah, now it looks like it was a letter. And then I'm going to make a sort of like a cluster thing. And I'm adding some handmade paper to it and some cheesecloth that I coffee dyed. And I'm going to overlap it with the other image. And I'm sorry that I'm not in frame. I will be in frame in a second. Yeah, here. Yeah, I really like all the different textures. Yeah, I love it. It adds so much more to the page. And then I'm also going to look for a Tim Holtz number strip. And again, I'm going to distress it with my nails and some ink. I'm then going to look for a few labels that I can use. These are from the Junk Journal. No. These are from LoveJunkJournals. I need to write that down so I can link it down below. These are the Tracy Fox ones. The random sciencey labels, and yeah, I will link it down below again. And I have been collecting threads from fabrics and from my sewing machine in a little jar, and I decided that I wanted to add that as well as a bit of a messiness, adding a bit of messy messy stuff along with the fabrics and with the cheesecloth. I just love the mess. I love the grunge. So I decide to add that as well. So yeah, if you like the messy threads as well, I would suggest you just place a little jar on your desk, and every time you did some sewing or when you ripped apart some fabric, you can save those threads in there. And here I'm going to see how I want to arrange it on the pocket. And I at first was going to see if I could use this mini letter with the cluster with this label, but I decided I didn't want that. So yeah, I'm going to do something else with the mini letter. And it's so cute. I just love it. But as you can see, there was something on the back side, a piece of paper actually, and that's because I used to have a big photo album book thing where I used to put in all my ephemera. I would use a tape runner, just a tiny bit though, but I will use that on the back side and then stick everything in, because that will give me more insight on what ephemera pieces I had. But I noticed that it didn't really work for me. I don't grab the book enough, and I will totally forget what is inside. So I've taken out all the things that I like to use, mostly the Tim Holtz stuff. So yeah, that's why on some of my ephemera pieces there's a bit of tape and paper on the backside. I am going to back this up for that same reason, because this is going to be a piece that you can take out, and I'm going to use a mini paper clip from Tim Holtz to stick it or to put it on the pocket. At first I wanted to put it like this, like fold it, but it was too thick, so I decided to just unfold it and place it like this. And I really like how it looks. It's cute. Cannot say enough. I don't know. It's such a simple thing, but it just looks so cute. And then I wanted to do some stamping on the back side. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I want to use my blue and green ink a bit more as well. So I'm going to stamp this in green. And this is the for Rainforest, I think, yeah. From Versafine Claire. And then I'm going to see if there are other small labels that I want to use, but in the end I decide on a snippet. And I'm using this flower, and I believe this is also from Field Notes, from the ephemera pack. And then I want to add one more stamp. So I'm looking through my Field Notes stamp set. And I want to add this little circle. And I'm going to do that in red. And because I added red, I wanted to add more red on the page so that it will be more cohesive and not just a random red stamp. And then I'm also going to look for a red snippet that I can use. And I found this mini stamp, which was perfect. And that's it for this pocket. I do decide to fold the front paper to add more interest. This way it just looks a bit more interesting. And now I'm going to work with this piece of, I don't know how to call it. I think it is paper. And this came from a food box. I cannot remember what kind of food was inside of the box. But yeah, if you see this material, save it, because you can do great things with it. And I'm going to cut it to size. It's a bit crooked as you saw, but I fixed that. It's now straight. And then I'm going to use Distress Inks Forest Moss Frayed Burlap, and the blue one I forgot. Hang on, I have it here somewhere. Peacock Feathers. And I just place it on a acrylic block, spritz some water on it, and then just dump it in there and use my brush as well to make it more grungy. And I will use a heat gun to dry it. And yeah, I was thinking maybe because I wanted to do some more mixed media, I either need a very dark matte or I need a glass matte. But with the glass, I'm afraid that my ring light will show through and that you will get a glare. So I'm not sure if I want that. It's easier to clean, obviously, but this matte annoys me a lot. As you guys know, I've talked about it before. But yeah, so I'm still deciding what kind of matte I should buy. Should I get a very dark one so that you don't see the stains that much, because it's gonna get dirty. This one got dirty pretty fast and I tried to keep it clean, but I just cannot do it. Yeah, so I'm going to think about that. And here I'm going to look through my botanical ephemera pack from Tim Holtz, and I decide to use this blue flower because it fits the color scheme. And I'm going to grunge it up a bit, and I cut off a piece because I didn't like that piece. I don't know. I just cut it off. And I'm going to use a sanding disc to sand it a bit on the sides, and then I'm going to distress it with some I think it is scorched timber again. And then I'm going to look for some stuff that I can use behind. So I'm using that same handmade paper. And some threads. And I'm using quite a bit of art glitter glue to make it stick. I guess you could also do this with a glue gun, but I'm not a real fan of a glue gun because it takes time to heat it up and I'm impatient and I don't have many sockets, electric sockets. So yeah, for me it's a bit annoying to use my glue gun. Then, of course, I'm not done decorating yet, so I'm looking for a number strip as well, again, from Tim Holtz. I love these strips. These, I swear to God, these are so versatile. If you get a chance to get them and you love numbers, I totally recommend. I'm also going to see for if I can use a small label, but in the end, I use a snippet again. And I'm going for this green one because it fits perfectly. And then I'm going to distress them like I always do. And I absolutely love how this pocket turned out. And then I'm going to use a ticket from 49 and Market. To layer it a bit on this cluster. And then I'm gonna stick it down with art glitter glue. And because I thought it might get loose, I decided to staple. And my staples are bronze, so I quite like that. But now I'm sure that they won't let go. And then I decided to add even more texture. So I am grabbing a piece of thread. I stick it down on the back side and then I'm going to wrap it around multiple times. And then I'm going to put tape all over it. And I do this so that nothing gets stuck. I didn't film that, but you have seen me do it before. Just make sure that it's covered completely so that, nothing will get stuck. And then I am going to glue it down with some art glitter glue. So yeah, make sure you leave a small border without tape, because the art glitter glue doesn't work very well on tape. And then I'm trying to reposition the threads a tiny bit. And I love this pocket so much. And this piece of paper, I'm actually working on a swap for a lovely lady from a Dutch snail mail group. And she liked handwritten ephemera. And I had loads of printables and she didn't mind printables. But then I was like, oh, I can use this as well. So I printed this double-sided, and these are from the Junk Journals studio. I will link to the shop below to the item, because I have no idea what it was called. I think it was Junk Journal Essentials or something. But yeah, I want to add that to the pocket. But yeah, for some reason the pocket was a bit, I couldn't put it in. So I used my bone folder. Do that carefully, because if it's not dried yet, you will rip it off. But yeah, it's the same thing as the other pocket that we did. I wanted to add something in the background so that when you take the stuff out of the pocket, there will still be something happening. And I decided to use this flower. And this is from Craft the Clock. I cannot remember what the set was called or what the collection was called. I am using some distress ink to make the white border less white. And then I'm going to glue it halfway down the pocket. And now I'm going to stuff this envelope with some goodies. We are also nearing the end of the video, so I want to thank you all for watching. Yeah, I hope you guys are crafting along, and if you are, let me know where you are at what step. I am enjoying it very much. It's taking way longer than I expected, but yeah, it's a huge project, so yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. And if you have not yet, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye.